in proper motives, demonstrate discipline and commitment in service. Article 73 2D and E of the Constitution provides for accountability of the state over state officer to the public for all decisions made in exercise of the powers of the office they hold, and that accountability is critical principle of leadership and integrity. Number 6, Article 10, 232, 235 and 236 of the Constitution, and Section 59, 59A, 60, 62, 63, 64 and 65 of the County Governments Act 2012 provides for the values and principles of public service and establish an elaborate framework for the establishment of the county public offices and the recruitment, employment and dismissal of public officers. Number 7, Article 179(4) of the Constitution reaffirms the governor's position as the chief executive of the county. Hence, the Constitution and the law vests primary responsibility for the decision making and ensuring the well-being of the county on the governor. This is a strong expression of the county governor's commitment and expectation to provide effective leadership, strategic vision, and direction to the county in ensuring efficient and prudent use of public resources for the good of the county. Number 8, Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Governments Act, and Standing Order Number 74 of the Standing Orders of the County Assembly of Kericho provides for the impeachment on grounds of gross violation of the Constitution, gross violation of other written laws, and gross misconduct and abuse of office. Number 9, Article 201, Article 205 and Article 207 of the Constitution forms a constitutional basis that guides the counties in raising and utilization of public finances. In particular, Article 207 established the County Revenue Fund and clearly stipulates that the money shall not be withdrawn from the Revenue Fund unless the Controller of Budget has approved. Number 10, Section 33 of the County Governments Act obligates the governor to provide leadership in the county governance, be accountable to the management and use of county resources, and to promote, amongst others, good governance and competitiveness of the county. Number 11, the governor has in multiple occasions directly and indirectly engaged in acts and conduct which severally and collectively constitute gross violation of the Constitution, gross violation of other written laws, gross misconduct and abuse of office. Number 12, by his acts and the conduct, the governor has exposed the office of the governor, the assembly, and the people of Kericho to ridicule, embarrassment, shame, and disrepute. Number 13, the conduct of the governor has been scandalous and embarrassing to the highest office of the county governor, an office held in public trust and whose authority ought to be exercised in a manner consistent with the purpose and objects of the Constitution. Number 14, the conduct of the governor has made it impossible for the county to be governed as ought to be, compromised service delivery, and jeopardized the functions of both arms of the county government of Kericho. It has therefore become untenable for the governor to continue being in office. Number 15, the governor has variously committed constitutional wrongs that subvert the structure of government and undermine the integrity of the office and even the Constitution itself. The significant effect of the conduct, that is, undermining the integrity of the office, disregard of constitutional duties, and oath of office, arrogation of power, and abuse of the governmental process has had an adverse impact on the running and the administration of the county government of Kericho. And number 16, the governor's continued stay in office has and will continue to undermine effective service delivery to the detriment of the people of Kericho, in whose trust the governor holds the office. Mr. Speaker, the Assembly resolves to impeach the governor under Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Governments Act, and Standing Order number 74 of the County Assembly Standing Orders on following grounds. Number A, gross violation of the Constitution and other laws. Mr. Speaker, gross violation of the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya, Article 2010, the County Governments Act 2012, the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act, Public Finance Management Act 2012, and Kericho County laws. Number 1 of A, misappropriation, misallocation, and illegal drawing of county revenue and county finances. Mr. Speaker, number 1, on various occasions since his election as a governor and subsequent assumption of office, the governor has engaged in various acts of gross violation of Article 10, Article 183, and Article 201 of the Constitution, Section 102 and Section 109 of the Public Finance Act, Chapter 412A, that's Cap 412A, and the provision of the Kericho County Rating Act number 5 of 2019 as follows. Number A, presiding over an administration which has deliberately refused, failed, neglected, and omitted to automate revenue collection, thus opening up the county's own source revenue to pilferage and misappropriation and theft. Number B, the county government advertised for the procurement of integrated revenue management system via an advertisement dated 14th December 2023. Despite the tender being responsive and compliant, tenderer being proposed by the tendering committee for the purpose for the award of the tender, and there is evidence that the governor frustrated the award of the said tender. Number C, the absence of automated payment system has adversely impacted on the revenue raising ability by the county through deliberate undercharging of business permit fees and miscategorization of zones where businesses are actually situated. For instance, single business permits are issued to the business owners at Zone B and Zone C, which attract less charges when actual business is situated at Zone A, to avoid payment of the actual charges. Similarly, properties situated in areas that attract higher rates are miscategorized, charged, and issued clearance certificates for areas that are zoned for the lower rates, thus perpetuating revenue leaks. Number D, the governor preside over an administration that has totally disregarded the valuation rule prepared and passed by the County Assembly in 2016, pursuant to the Valuation and Rating Act, Cap 266. Thus, the county continues to collect property rates under the old valuation rule, occasioning county substantial revenue losses. Number E, the revenue leaks and losses has seen the county miss revenue targets for 2 consecutive financial years, whereby the revenue collection falls short of the projected revenue by more than 50%. Number F, the governor has violated the provision of Section 104 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012, whence through his act of omission, commission, and inaction, he continues to preside over a broken public finance management system which has made the county treasury ineffective. Number G, there is a nexus between the disappearance and or the loss of county revenue and the governor's opulent lifestyles since he was elected. Indeed, within 2 years since his election, the governor's wealth has grown exponentially, so much so that he can now afford to contribute up to Kenya shillings 1 million in a single harambe. Indeed, in one church function, the governor was captured bragging that whereas he didn't have money, he didn't have the resources when he first vied. Rogony, loosely translated, translating this time I have enough resources. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, of the same, of the first charge. On or about 31st August 2023, the governor engaged in gross violation of Article 10, Article 183, Article 201, Article 207, and Article 208 of the Constitution, and subsection 102, 109, and 110 of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 by launching a program dubbed Equalizer Mtaani Initiative and drawing funds towards the initiative without a legislation to anchor the initiative. Public participation, prior approval of the County Assembly and controller of budget, and prior approval of the budget and appropriation approval. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, of the first charge, the present and the former Chief Executive Committee members and chief officers have variously reported coercion by the governor to make financial allocation for governors' own use from the funds allocated to their respective departments, which funds they were required to remit through the governor's personal assistance. Number 4, violation of Article 201A, D, and E of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 on principles of public finance management, and Article 226 as read with Article 227 of the Constitution by presiding over glaring irregularities evidenced by number A, irregular award of contract elevation of accountability, B, willfully interfering in the procurement process and the award of tenders, C, skewed tender awards to various contractors at inflated rate and in collusion with fraudulent contractors and suppliers. Number D, irregular implementation of various programs in county, and number E, intentionally and negligently presiding over massive theft of public funds as evidenced by the Auditor General's report for the financial year ended 30th June 2023, which raised red flags over various projects. Number 5, Mr. Speaker, on 15th of August 2023, the governor compensated the victims of Londiani accident from the county emergency fund to cover up the funds raised by the public and misappropriated by the committee he had formed to steer the fund drive, and without a cogent explanation of how the funds publicly disappeared for the victims had been expended. Evidence, Mr. Speaker, of the governor's engagement, connivance, and complicity in the aforementioned acts of misappropriation, misallocation, and illegal drawing of county revenues and county finances is to be found in number I, invitation to tender dated 14 December 2023, county KCA exhibit number 1, it is here. Number 2, appointment of tender committee dated 27th December 2023, KCA exhibit number 2, it is here. Tender opening record dated 28th December 2023, KCA exhibit number 3, it is also attached. Appointment of tender evaluation committee dated 4th of January 2024, KCA exhibit number 4. Number 5, tender evaluation report dated 5th February 2024, KCA exhibit number 4. Number 6, Kericho County Revenue Administration and Management Act 2019, KCA exhibit number 5. Number 7, Kericho County Rating Act 2019, KCA exhibit number 6. Number 8, Kericho County Finance Act 2023, KCA Exhibit number 7. A bundle of copies of single business permits, KCA Exhibit number 8. Number 9, report on the ad hoc committee on Kazi Mtaani project, and that is the equalizer Mtaani project, KCA Exhibit number 9. Affidavit of Mr. David Kipkori Rope and Mr. Eric Koech, KCA Exhibit number 10.
So David Daniel.
Sorry?
You read the correct name, Honorable Kiproti.
Yes.
You repeat the name. You repeat and you read the correct name.
Daniel Kipkori Rope. Sorry. And Mr. Eric Koech, KCA Exhibit number 10. Number 7, Auditor General's report. 12, huh? Or 12, correct. Auditor General's report for the year ended 30th June 2023, KCA Exhibit number 11. Number 13, a schedule of revenue streams vis-a-vis performance as at 30th April 2024, KCA Exhibit number 12. Number 14, video clips numbered KCAV 1 and 2, and they are contained here, Mr. Speaker. And then number 2, charge number 2, misappropriation and or abetting misappropriation of publicly raised funds. Number 1, on various dates between 14th July 2023 and 9th July 2023, the governor grossly violated the provisions of Article 10, Article 73, and Article 75 of the Constitution, and Section 29 and 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act 2012 by A, overseeing misappropriation of funds raised for the victims of horrendous Londiani Junction accident tragedy, in which over Kenya shillings 9 million of public funds were lost. Number B, reneging on his undertaking to implement the report of the County Assembly's ad hoc committee formed to prop the misappropriation of funds meant for the victims of the accident. There is evidence that the governor filed a suit and or supported a suit by those implicated in the report of the County Assembly's ad hoc committee in Kericho ELRC petition number E006 of 2023, that is Dr. Wesley Bor and 5 others versus the governor, the county government of Kericho, the county government and others, and Kericho ELRC petition number E014 of 2023, Victor Toom and others versus the governor, Kericho County Government and others. Number C, being personally and directly complicit in the flawed award of tenders for service provision during the fundraiser and requiem mass of the victims of the accident. Number D, the county governor has in his regard committed numerous and various acts in the course of his duties that are contrary to and in violation of the Constitution and the laws of Kenya. These include number I, or number 1, Roman 1, the authenticity of the various payments made cannot be confirmed. The fact that the exact amount of money expended from the sum collected during the fundraiser points to impropriety and suggests a clear fraud of those whom the funds ought to have benefited. Roman number 2, a total of Kenya shillings 13,682,660 was collected by the fundraiser. A sum of Kenya shillings 423,000 was purportedly expended as pastors' facilitation, transport, refund, field preparation, lunches, and refreshment, printing, publishing, and radio announcements. Other payments that were approved from the fund were Kericho County Referral Hospital, Kenya shillings 2 million, 37,524. Londiani Hospital, Kenya shillings 1,534,190. Supertix Limited, Kenya shillings 2,945,000. Supershine Limited, Kenya shillings 411,000. Race Hotel, Kenya shillings 100,000. County Commissioners Fuel, Kenya shillings 300,000. etc. Roman number 3, that when Kenyans from all walks of life voluntarily made contribution to aid the victims of the tragedy, it was never intended or anticipated that the funds would be misappropriated with the blessings of the governor, who had a higher calling to ensure the money is accounted for to the last coin, and on whom the people bestowed their trusts. Roman number 4, the governor has issued contradictory statements insofar as the use of funds is concerned. The contradictory statements point to his being complicit in the manner. Roman number 5, while the governor is on record indicating that the medical bills for all the victims would be waived and taken care of by the county government, it is not clear why the money had to be paid out from the fund collected to various public hospitals against the express and unequivocal representations of the governor. Number E, by his acts of omission and commission, the governor has grossly violated the provisions of Article 75 of the Constitution, which demands that a state officer shall, whether in private or in public, behave in a manner that avoids conflict of interest between personal interest and public or official interest, or compromises public interest in favor of personal interest. Number F, by overseeing the misappropriation of the funds aimed at assisting the victims of the accident, the governor violated Article 73(2), which demands from him selfless service based solely on public interest, demonstrated by honesty in the execution of his duties, accountability to the public for decisions and actions, and discipline and commitment in service. Number G, by allowing himself to be a master of doublespeak in such a grave matter that shook the conscience of the nation, the governor violated Article 73, 1A, Roman 2, and Roman 3 of the Constitution, which demand that he at all times demonstrate respect to the people and brings honor and dignity to the whole office he holds. Number H, by allowing himself and senior officials close to him to benefit from the funds, the governor violated Article 76(2)(b) of the Constitution, which prohibits a state officer from accepting a benefit in circumstances that compromise integrity of the office of the state officer. Number I, by failing to ensure that the decision making in the executive office of the county governor are not influenced by corruption, nepotism, and other callous and improper motives, the governor has failed to exercise objectivity and impartiality, thus violating Article 73(2)(b) of the Constitution, Kenya 2010. Evidence of the governor's engagement, connivance, and complicity in the acts of misappropriation and or abetting misappropriation of publicly raised funds is to be found in Roman number 1, the report on the investigation of Londiani accident victims, fundraising held on 14th of July 2024. KCA exhibit number 13, Roman number 2, affidavit filed by the governor in Kericho ELRC petition number E014 of 2023, KCA exhibit number 14, and Roman number 3 video clips numbered KCA V3 and KCAV 4 and KCAV 5. Charge number B, Mr. Speaker, abuse of office. And allow me to take a seat, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, it's not available, Rogony.
Roman number 1, illegal appointments, unlawful dismissal and transfers, and usurpation of the constitutional and statutory functions of the county public service. Number 1, the governor has variously engaged in Roman number 1, gross misconduct, and Roman number 2, gross violations of Article 10, 73, 75, 232, 235, and 236 of the Constitution. Roman number 3, gross violation of Section 17 of the Public Officer Ethics Act, Section 55, Section 59, Section 59A, Section 60, Section 62, Section 63, Section 64, and Section 65 of the County Governments Act, Section 4 of the Public Appointments County Assemblies Approval Act of 2017, and variously abused his office by number A, illegally appointing one Mrs. Alice Bett, now Judge of the High Court, as the county attorney when there was a substantive office holder, an act which the Employment and Labor Relations Court, Honorable Lady Justice Wasilwa, affirmed was irregular and procedural and unlawful in Sang versus Governor Kericho County and 2 others. Petition number E001 of 2023. In that case, the governor was found by the court to be in gross violation of Article 73 and Article 232 of the Constitution. His actions found to be illegal and unconstitutional and ordered to pay Kenya shillings, pay costs of Kenya shillings 2 million and costs personally. Mr. Speaker, it's important to emphasize this. The governor was adjuncted by the court to have violated the Constitution, and he was forced to pay from his own pocket Kenya shillings 2 million. This is a serious crime, Mr. Speaker, because he was found guilty, and therefore this is even sufficient to have the governor not holding the office he currently holds. The governor has therefore been already adjudged to be in gross violation of the law, and all the Assembly and the Senate are called upon to do this, is to remove him by impeachment. And that is why we are here, Mr. Speaker. Number B, causing the advertisement of the positions of doctors, nurses, early childhood education, that is ECD teachers, just to endear himself politically when he knew the county government did not have capacity to hire. The applicants were subsequently not shortlisted, nor the alleged vacancies filled up. Number C, Mr. Speaker, illegally deploying health staff via the notice dated 22nd July 2024 without any justification, authority, and involvement of the county service board, thus creating a crisis in health sector. Number D, illegally appointing Mr. George Kimeno Kirer as the Chief Officer for Finance and forwarding his name to the County Assembly for vetting and approval when there was a substantive office holder in the name of Mrs. Jacqueline C. Langat, and the vacancy had not arisen. Mr. Speaker, there was an advert when there was an holder of the office, and this is illegal because you cannot advertise a position where the person holding office is still in office. The evidence of the governor's engagement, connivance, and complicity in the foregoing acts of illegal appointments, unlawful dismissals, and transfers and usurpation of the constitutional and statutory functions of the county organs is to be found. Roman number 1, judgment of the Employment and Labor Relations Court in Kericho in the case of Collins Sang versus Governor Kericho County and 2 others. Petition number E001 of 2023, 2024 KELRC, that is KCA exhibit number 14. Roman number 2, a copy of the advertisement for vacancies, KCA exhibit number 15. Roman number 2, subversion, discrediting and impeding of the oversight role of the county assembly. Number 1, on 3rd September 2024, the governor engaged in Roman number 1, gross misconduct, and Roman number 2, grossly violated the provision of Article 10, Article 73, Article 75, Article 174, and Article 185(3) of the Constitution, and abused his office by writing to the Speaker, purporting to direct the Speaker on, inter alia, the timelines the Speaker should give the chief officers who are summoned by the County Assembly for questioning in exercise of County Assembly's oversight mandate. Evidence of the governor's engagement, connivance, and complicity in the foregoing acts of subversion, discrediting, and impeding of the oversight role of the County Assembly is to be found in Roman number 1, a letter by the governor dated 20th August 2024 addressed to the Speaker of the County Assembly of Kericho, KCA exhibit number 16, and Roman number 2, a letter from the Speaker to the governor dated 3rd September 2024, KCA exhibit number 17. Number C, gross misconduct. Roman number 1, bullying, incitement, vilification, and indecent sexual conduct. Number 1, on various occasions, the governor has repeatedly engaged in Roman number 1, gross misconduct, and Roman number 2, gross violation of the provisions of Article 10, Article 73, and Article 75 of the Constitution, and Section 29 and Section 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act by number A, publicly vilifying the residents of Kericho County with divergent views. A case in point is Mr. Marwa from Londiani, who, while attending an event in Londiani on 4th of March 2024, the governor publicly disparaged, demeaned, and undermined, and even threatened to use the service of the police officer assigned to him to manhandle him. Similarly, on 24th of August 2023, the governor, while commissioning a renal unit and a bulk liquid oxygen plant at Kapkatet Sub-County Hospital, the governor openly vilified, slighted, and berated Honorable Amos Birir, MCA Kapkatet Ward, who had not attended the function, the event, describing him as mentally blind and stupid. And we have the record, Mr. Speaker. Number B. Further, on 15th of August 2023, while addressing a press to counter the findings of the ADO Committee of the County Assembly on Londiani accident, the governor spitefully referred to the members of the said ADO Committee. That committee was led by the Honorable Moses Rotich of Tendeno. He referred to the committee as the funeral committee, and he repeated the same words, just to emphasize that indeed he did not even respect this house, Mr. Speaker. Number C, the governor has been operating with impunity as though he is above the law. On the second day of being sworn into office, the governor led a mob to invade a private land owned by one Mr. Josea Kiblangat Kogo within Kericho town and tore down the fence Remember, this is the second day after swearing in, Mr. Speaker. The governor has since designated the subject land as an illegal dump site operated by the county government without the consent of the registered proprietor, the National Environment Management Authority, that is NEMA approval, gazettement by the county designating the parcel as a dump site, and in total disregard of a court order issued by Environment and Lands Court in Kericho in ELC petition number E001 of 2022. That is Josiah Kiblangat Kogo versus County Government of Kericho. The governor has also obstructed the enforcement of the orders by the police administration. The actions are illegal, contemptuous to the authority and the dignity of the court and the rule of law, unethical and demeaning the office of the governor, the office governor holds. Further, as a result of the illegal actions of the governor, the county was condemned to pay the costs. This is wrong, Mr. Speaker. Number D. There are numerous complaints of governors indecent in unnatural sexual behavior by the female partners who accuse the governor, for instance, forcing them to unconsented anal sex, dangerous and unprotected sex, etc. The victim of the abuse seeks anonymity at this stage, and the mover of the motion shall, at the hearing of the motion, seek to have the victim heard in camera to protect the identity and the dignity. Further, for the sake of the concealing her identity, the victim will be identified in a pseudonym. Mr. Speaker, this is real, and which is unfortunate. Number E. The governor has persistently intimidated, molested, harassed county officers who do not sing to his tune, leaving officers jittery and creating an atmosphere of fear, uncertainty, and despondency in the county, and thus creating toxic working environment. This violates the provisions of Section 11 and 13 of the Leadership and Integrity Act 2012. Number F. The governor has persistently used divisive and unbecoming language which undermines the office he holds, contrary to Section 8 of the Leadership and Integrity Act 2012. Number G. The governor has violated Article 75(1) of the Constitution by drawing hefty allowances and salary while failing to diligently report to work, to the huge detriment of the discharge of his mandate as a governor and the performance of his functions. Number H, Mr. Speaker. The acts of the governor enumerated above have collectively brought dishonor and disrepute into the office of the governor in violating Chapter 6 of the Constitution and Leadership and Integrity Act of 2012. Evidence of the governor's engagement in connivance, complicity in the preceding acts of incitement, vilification, and indecent sexual conduct is to be found in Roman number 1, affidavit of Josiah Kiblangat Kogo, sworn on 23rd, in support of the notice. Roman number 2, judgment of the ELC in ELC petition number E001 of 2022, Josiah Kiblangat Kogo versus County Government of Kericho. KCA exhibit number 18, and Roman number 3, video clips numbered KCA V6, KCA V7, and KCA V8. Mr. Speaker, I have affirmed to this motion, Mr. Speaker, and I can this affirmation understanding order number 74(1), that I, Honorable Rogony, being elected a member of County Assembly representing Singa Ward, hereby affirm that, number 1, The particulars of the allegation contained in this motion are true to the behest of my information, knowledge, and belief. Number 2, each member whose name and signature appears in exhibit number 1, which is here, Mr. Speaker, has informed me that he or she has sufficiently verified the particulars of the allegation contained in the motion. And number 3, each member whose name and signature appear in exhibit number 1 has informed me that he or she has sufficiently verified the particulars of the allegation of the motion are true to the best of their information and belief based on the appreciation of the information pertinent to the motion. And number 4, the matters in this affirmation are accurate to the best of my knowledge, belief, save where I have relied on advice or information whose sources are disclosed. Mr. Speaker, I have signed. And the last, Mr. Speaker, I have a sworn affidavit. That is in the matter of the Oaths and Statutory Declaration Act, Chapter 15 of the Laws of Kenya, in the matter, Section 106B of the Evidence Act, Chapter 80 of the Laws of Kenya, and all other laws relating to the admissibility of electronic evidence in the matter of Article 181 of the Constitution 2010, and in the matter of Section 33 of the County Governments Act 2012, in the matter, the motion for the impeachment of Honorable Mutai, the Governor of Kericho County, affidavit in support of the motion for the removal of Mutai, Governor Kericho County, by impeachment. I, Rogony, an adult of sound mind, residing and working for the gain in the Kericho County OnePlus 11R, and laptop model HP Elite, book serial number D190022003. Roman number 1, were in good working condition at all times, relevant to the downloading, transfer, and saving of the videos. Roman number 2, were under exclusive access, custody, control, and use of authorized persons at all times, relevant to the downloading, transfer, saving of the videos. And Roman number 3, performed all relevant tasks seamlessly, free from all malware, technical defects, photographic and electronic evidence. Number 10, in the impeachment motion, and verify the same to be true, accurate, to the best of my knowledge, information, and belief. Number 12, Mr. Speaker, that all the depositions in this affidavit are true to the best of my knowledge, information, and belief, save where I have relied on advice whose sources I have disclosed. Mr. Speaker, I only wish to just make a correction for record, because it might have serious implications. We have affidavits of 2 former CECs. We used one. So, for purpose of records in this house, we do not have the affidavit of Daniel Kipkori-Rop. We only have the affidavit of Eric Koech. So, for records, Mr. Speaker, so that I may not misrepresent this
that is in order.
Notice. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, you have not the Honorable Protester, so you only mentioned. I can confirm that I have this is, you say, the thing that you refer to should be the compact disc.
The compact disc
and
the flash disc
and the USB.
Both documents have the videos, which have annexed here, Mr. Speaker, as KCA exhibits 1 to 18.
Okay. All right, thank you. The Honorable Protester Rogony. Honorable members, as the mover of the motion has given notice of this motion, I confirm to this House that it's true that we have the exhibits as well as the flash discs and the compact disc here with us, which also has gone through the office of the clerk and my office. So, clerk, we proceed with
order number 7, statements.
Okay, the members, before that, let me pronounce myself on this matter of the notice of motion by Honorable Protester Rogony. As you are well aware, there are standing orders, more so standing order number 77, which any state officer mentioned or whose name has been mentioned adversely has a right to be heard, and therefore His Excellency the Governor, Dr. Eric Governormutai, will appear before this House on 2nd October 2024, and he is free, of course, to be accompanied by the lawyers so that he can defend himself before this House. So please note, and therefore that means this portion shall be moved and debated to conclusion on the same date of 2nd October 2024. Please be advised. Yes, the leader of majority.
much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I beg, based on standing order number 34, Mr. Speaker, that I beg to move a motion to adjourn the House to the next week, 2nd October 2024, on Wednesday, Mr. Speaker, to allow various committees enough time to finalize, Mr. Speaker, on their respective sectoral committees and report to the House maybe after that date, Mr. Speaker. And number 2, Mr. Speaker, to support the same, Mr. Speaker, you know, tomorrow we are still mourning one of our colleagues in the previous first and second county assemblies, Mr. Speaker, and that the same colleague tomorrow on Wednesday there will be a funeral in his Kipchipchim home, Mr. Speaker, and majority of the members of this house will be attending the same funeral, Mr. Speaker, and that's the reason you will allow, that's the reason to support the adjournment of the House, Mr. Speaker, to the 2nd October of 2024, Mr. Speaker, at 9:30 a.m., Mr. Speaker. And I kindly request that Honorable Albert Kipkoech to second the same motion, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, based on the scope, depth, and length of the reports in all the committees, Mr. Speaker, I second that we adjourn until next week. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, honorable members. I think that I'll just have to rise and put the question straight. Honorable members, I now rise to put the question, which is that this assembly do adjourn until 2nd October 2024 to deliberate on the matters as raised by the leader of majority. Will as many as are of that similar opinion say aye? Will as many as have contrary opinion say nay? And the ayes have it. Thank you. Honorable members, there being no other order of business, this assembly or this house stands adjourned until 2nd October 2024 at 9:30 a.m.